Wolfman Lewis 3773. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome back to WWE Superstar Spotlight Series, episode number 2. This time we're talking about Asuka. So Asuka comes into the WWE. She's dominant and in NXT. She has the longest reigning undefeated streak, beating out Goldberg. And then she has to relinquish the title due to a minor injury, has to relinquish the title, and then comes up to the main roster. Bad booking comes with her. First they do it, she gets dominant, she goes her way, works her way to win the Royal Rumble, and then goes on to face Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and then loses. To me, that was absolutely stupid on the part of WWE, because bad booking has seen Asuka fall victim to ever since that loss to Charlotte Flair. And the matches that she's had in NXT, when she was there, against Ember Moon, against the other NXT women who have been called up as of late, the Iconics. Like I said, Ember Moon's called up. She had a great matchup with Mickie James. She's had excellent matches down there. Asuka is an amazing in-ring performer, but she's fell victim to bad booking. So what happens is we get Asuka losing matches against Carmella because of James Ellsworth interference, who is now fired, by the way. He'll probably come back, but until then, he's fired again. But the matches that Carmella had to look strong in because of James Ellsworth is ridiculous. I've seen rumors posted, people saying that Asuka is going to get on a winning streak again and grab that SmackDown Women's Championship, or grab the Women's Championship, whichever brand it would be. I'm guessing SmackDown, since she's on SmackDown, unless they decide to shake her up and throw her back to Raw. But WWE just does that bad booking, and they can't seem to get anything right when it comes to an NXT superstar or NXT wrestler being, or woman for that matter, being called up. I don't understand why they had to bury Asuka, why they thought it was funny to bury her when it really wasn't. It really wasn't funny at all. So why did they bury her? I'm guessing because they thought that they needed to, because they needed her to get beaten, because they thought that the fans weren't behind her, that they weren't liking her. I just think that they just basically just decided to give up on her as an in-ring performer, or as on storylines, because the actual storyline would have been better for Asuka to continue to be dominant. Maybe have her get that women's championship, hold it for a while, and then have her get beaten. That would have been a lot more simpler than to have her come in, win the Royal Rumble, have a few matches, be dominant, win the Royal Rumble, and then have her streak defeated against Charlotte Flair. It's really baffling to me how they allowed that to happen. And having Charlotte beat her, okay, yeah, that's fine. But having Carmella defeat her for the Women's Championship because of James Ellsworth, I don't get it. I don't understand. WWE is just an awful place to be when it comes to amazing talent. They just don't know how to They just don't know how to book them. They don't know how to deal with amazing talent. So my question is, what's next for Asuka? What can they do with Asuka? In my personal opinion, if I was doing booking with Asuka, I would make Asuka dominant again. I would make Asuka run through the entire women's division. And on SmackDown, Natalia's not on SmackDown right now. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the Iconics, Becky Lynch. I'm a big fan of Becky Lynch. I'm going to get into my opinions on her in another episode later on in the series. Carmella, absolute trash. Carmella is trash. She was better when she was with Enzo and Cass as their valet, if you will, or manager, or whatever she was to them down in NXT. But when she came up to the main roster, she just doesn't do it for me. Mella is money. I'm sorry, Mella is trash. I don't like Carmella. I just think that her character, because she had to get over by James Ellsworth, I don't think her character is irrelevant, or her character is as any good to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Because let's face it, she had to have James Ellsworth win that Money in the Bank briefcase for the first time. And James Ellsworth, I believe, helped her the second time as well to a certain extent. So, like I said, she hasn't really done anything to impress me to be the champion. So when she's facing Becky Lynch at SummerSlam 2018 on August 19th, I'm hoping that Becky Lynch wins that championship. But back to Asuka. Something needs to happen with Asuka because WWE has dropped the ball on me. And like I said, I love Asuka. She is an amazing in-ring performer. And I love watching Asuka. I love watching her go into the ring and just completely decimate whoever she's in there against. Of course, like I said, now it hasn't happened. But like I said, Asuka, that's really what needs to happen. She needs to get back to being dominant, and she needs to go back to getting that winning streak back, and basically trying to get a couple, 2-3 months of domination, without losing a championship. So what do you think? What's your opinions? Do you think Asuka has been a victim to bad booking, or do you think WWE has basically done what they had to do and had to do what they had to do to make Asuka lose the women's championship, or lose the opportunity to be women's champion at WrestleMania? What's your opinions? Thanks for watching. This has been episode number 2 of the WWE Superstar Spotlight series. This has been the Wolfman, Lewis 3773. I am out.